Could I interest you, by the way, in joining me in Macaw Land?
I would love it. The Wildlife World Zoo is here.
Okay,
Let's
here we go.
meet
Come
this
with us, if you
bird.
will. Come joining us, Rachel.
I can't wait. I'm very sentimental about the Wildlife World Zoo. As I said earlier, I was just there a few weeks ago, and I've been going there for over 20 years. And what I love about this place is you
now
can
listen,
get close to the animals.
as I adroitly move behind you in order to say, look, it's Danielle Hinderleiter.
Yes, hello.
And?
Skittles.
Skittles, I love the name.
Skittles, before we went on, there are no secrets at Channel 7. Before we went on, all of a sudden, I'm standing out here and I feel a tornado-like breeze going over my head. It was Skittles.
It was Skittles.
Now, you did not let Skittles go, right? The Skittles decided just to take off?
Yes, so all of our animals at Wildlife World Zoo, we do have a large collection of ambassador animals, meaning those animals are going to be representing their wild counterparts. They all have freedom of choice. So he is fully flighted and he is in training to be an ambassador. Right now he's only about 6 months old, but he is going to represent his wild counterparts because they do have a declining population. And with that freedom of choice, sometimes he goes for a little fly, but we are indoors, so we got him. He's got his little treats now, so he's happy as could be.
And look at him. What's he eating? What is his
He's eating
treat?
a peanut right now.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Not a Skittle, folks. Can't have a Skittle,
Yes,
but a
no.
peanut.
We're all grateful that the back door was not open.
Yes, yes, very grateful for that.
Now, you have a number of the general species is not called parrot, it's something else.
So the scientific word would be psittacine. So psittacine is the parrot family, and that actually includes a lot of individuals. Many people are surprised to find out what a large family it is. So you know, when you go to your local pet store and you see like the little parakeets there, those guys are in that same family. When you think of a cockatoo, a macaw, any of those guys are going to be in that expansive family, and they're pretty incredible too. They have the ability to mimic human speech, so that's what draws a lot of people in, is they're able to mimic words and phrases, and he's chowing down at his little nut right now, but he does say hello. He is only 6 months old. You know, a couple months back he started picking up some words, so it's pretty incredible that they're able to do that.
Will they learn like your name and some of your colleagues and actually call you by name? Do they do that?
They can, so that's not quite as likely. So it's said that they have about the average intelligence. An African gray, for example, there's been a lot of research done on their speech patterns. Sometimes they can actually use those words in the proper context. It's said they have the intelligence of about a 5-year-old. So this guy right here would be a toddler, essentially. So they can pick up on those words if you say them to them consistently, but they're going to use them in the context that they learn them.
My dog says woof.
Yes.
The cat meow, that's about it, right? Why them? What is it? Is it something in the brain? Something in the voice box?
So they actually have what's called a syrinx. So it's a specialized vocal structure, and it's the equivalent of our voice box, and that allows them to pick up those words. And so when they see people around them, they're going to view those people as their flock. So the more they hear those words, they're going to pick them up so they can try to communicate better with their flock.
As if we need more people who can talk. Right. Now, do you know, though, about the good work that the Wildlife World Zoo is doing with
I
these
know.
birds?
You guys are making a difference in the world. Tell us about that, because that's such an important part of what the Wildlife World Zoo is doing for the world. I love it. Tell us about that.
So we have ambassadors like Skittles who can come out and connect with the public, and then we have our barriers there, all within regulation, but you can get extremely close to the animals, all, you know, at a safe distance, so the animals are safe, we're safe, but it's pretty incredible to see them close up, get that that experience. We have a lot of hands-on activities as well. We have a petting zoo, we have stingray touch tanks, we have giraffe feeding stations.
And do you have school field trips, things like that?
Yes, school field trips. We do
great.
outreaches, so we reach out to the community. We take ambassador animals to, you know, reach out to people who aren't able to make it to the zoo. But if you can, we are open 365 days a year, offering those ways to connect with wildlife.
I was telling somebody on the staff, by the way, just a little while ago before we went on, about the beginning of the zoo. And the gentleman who began the zoo and is still there said he had to have a place for his wife's birds. And it was going to be a humble little place in the west side, right?
And it has grown.
It has its own zip code, and it has an aquarium, and it has restaurants
and rides.
It's really a theme park.
So we have a ton of really amazing things at Wildlife World, and our late owner, Mickey Olson, he had a huge passion for birds and inspired myself. I was going to the zoo at 8 years old, and I'm still there now. And it's a really great way for people of all ages to just connect with wildlife and just have that appreciation. So we have rides which are incorporated into the enclosures, and like I said, we have all of those hands-on activities just to really connect people with wildlife.
So that's what I noticed when I was there. We did the roller coaster and had my 7-year-old niece with me and my 25-year-old son. It worked for everyone, but on the ride, on the roller coaster, you look in and see the monkeys, and then there's wildlife walking below the rides.
Now, the
Such a different, unique
most
zoo.
important thing now that you know why it is that you should go, how do you get there? Tell everybody that it is, at least from the East Valley, some distance, but worth it.
Yes, definitely worth it, and I would definitely recommend going for a full day. So we're on the southeast corner of 303 and Northern, and it's a little bit of a drive if you're coming from East Valley, but by far worth it, because we have Arizona's largest collection of exotic animals. We have over 600 different species, over 6,000 animals, so a very expansive collection. And it's, like I said, you can make those connections, and it's really worth the drive. Go early in the day, spend your day at the zoo, and end at the aquarium.
And you have more parking, I noticed too. And Skittles is making a little bit of a mess, but we're going to allow it because we are loving the good in the world that Skittles is doing.
Only one Danielle and only one Skittles.
That's it.